No, go sit by.
Hello, everyone. This is Tio speaking. We got Pika and Grip to the right of me. To the left of me, we got Burpinator.
I'm sorry, Burp. You're all alone.
Yeah, sorry, Burp.
I tried making
That's
grip.
okay.
I tried making grip go over there. You wouldn't
Yeah, we
listen.
had things a little bit backwards here for a little bit. We didn't want the
Yay.
folks to think that Pika and Grip were getting a divorce, so we had them sit together.
Ugh.
It's just hard not to stare at her.
Uh oh. All right, all right.
I'm going back. We're good.
So
We're good.
anyway, so this is the Valcrest news show. Don't worry, this is not the Valcrest reality show. Although we could make something like that at some point.
Pico
Um,
drama.
Oh boy.
there you go.
Oh,
Pika drama. That could be. We could make that a show.
please,
Pika drama.
please.
All right. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so guys, we have something very excited. In fact, a few very exciting things to talk about today. But the main thing we're going to be talking about is the new PvP League. So, Grip, what do you have to say? What are your opinions about the PvP League so far?
It is definitely an improvement upon what we've had so far. And I'm really excited to see it, honestly. And to
Awesome.
participate.
Awesome. What are your opinions, Pika?
I'm actually really excited to see how it's going to turn out. It's going to be quite different from the tournament, and since it's mainly going to be focused on PvP, I want to see how many actual PvPers we actually have and how good they are.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. That is something. At first we might not have that many, but I bet you once we get to tournament number 2 there'll be more. But if nothing else, this will revive PvP in the server. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
well, let's get to talking
Absolutely.
about it here. No need to beat around the bush here, right? So the PvP League. The first thing you need to know is this: it's going to be starting. In the last video, we lied. Okay, forget the last video. Throw that out the door. It's not going to be starting the day we said in the last video. It's going to be starting January 14th. We need just a little bit more time. Okay, but January 14th for sure. Okay. So anyway, so it's going to be starting Saturday, January 14th. And the way this tournament's going to work is it's going to work almost kind of like the NFL in a way, in the sense that towns are going to travel from town to town, battling in stadiums built by the town. That's right. So towns are going to travel from town to town, battling in stadiums built by the town. There's going to be a huge incentive. We're going to post it on the website sometime either tonight or tomorrow. But there's going to be huge incentives for the next month to build one of these stadiums. Just for joining the league, your town will get major prizes. So anyway, in order to be part of the league, there are some qualifications. Not just any town can join. To participate, the mayor of the town must have a tier 1 or higher rank, okay? And all participants, in order to participate in the tournament in the first place, so if you want to fight in one of the battles, so on and so forth, then you need to have a tier 1 or higher rank. The second part of the criteria is that the mayor must have at least 1 month experience in the server, meaning you can't just be a brand spanking new mayor who just joined last week in order to join the tournament. You have to have at least a month in the server in order for your town to register. Okay. The population of your town must be a minimum of 10 players. You must have a qualified stadium. Now, there's a variety of qualifications for stadiums. To start with, the stadium must be at least 9 plots in size. This is just for the arena, not the whole stadium. Just the arena must be at least 9 plots. Uh, the the stadium must have a designated area for spectators. So this could be stands, this could be a traditional spectate area, whatever. As long as there's a place designated for spectators where spectators can watch the battle, then that will meet that criteria. The arena must be allowed by the town mayor to be adjusted by the build team. So the way that's going to work is there's going to be a main season. This is going to be a 5 week main season. We'll talk more about that later. And then there's going to be a Final Four right at the end. The build team's going to design every stadium its own unique battle arena um, for the main season. And then they will redesign that stadium for the Final Four, or at least the stadiums that will be used during the Final Four. So Anyway, so the mayor must allow their arena to be adjusted by the build team. So the next criteria is that plots must have PvP enabled in the arena but disabled in the stands. That way, spectators don't have to deal with PvP. And then the last criteria is that the stadium must have a reasonable degree of cosmetic appeal. This will be determined by staff. However, as a rule of thumb, this is the way we're going to judge it. If you put some effort into building your stadium, odds are there's like I'd say a 95% chance if you put good effort into it, we'll probably approve it. But this rule is there to ensure that people can't just go and put up a dirt or a cobble stadium and call it good. It has to actually be a half decent stadium, right? So anyway, that's the criteria. So going back to the qualifications to participate in the tournament, again, all participants must have a tier 1 or higher rank. The mayor must have 1 month in the server. Town needs a population of 10 or higher. And the town must have a qualified stadium, as we mentioned earlier. So, anyway, so the new tournament is going to have 8 towns in it until we can have more, right? But for the beginning, we're going to aim to have 8 towns in the tournament. The rules for this tournament are a little bit different than in the old tournament. So, unlike in the old tournament, Gapples, Golden Apples, and even the new, what are they called? Totem of
Totem of
Undying.
Undying.
Yeah, the new Totem of Undying items. They will all be able to be used just one time by each team during the main season. If your team makes the final four, then they will be able to use it one more time during the final four. So you'll have to be very strategic about when you choose to use one of those items, but you'll be able to use each one of those items one time during each of those portions of the season. So, what are your opinions on that, Grip? What do you think that's going to have? How do you think that's going to affect the combat?
Oh, it's definitely going to make it a lot more strategic, and it's going to make battles a lot longer and a lot more, well, just interesting in the fact that you don't know who has what until
Mm.
you know when they use it and who's used it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it could fix a problem that I think really isn't talked about much, but we can bring up here, which is that in the previous system, the battles were fairly predictable once one person had died, because the way it used to be was almost all the time the first team to lose a player was the team that lost the fight, right?
Mhm.
Well, this could make it so that your team could potentially lose a player, but still win the fight if they've got, a Gapple in reserve or whatever, right? So this could add a little bit of suspense to the mix, right? So, and that's something else too, quick tangent here for all of you economy people. This is going to add a lot more valuable to the, a lot more valuable. Come on, brain, work. It's going to add a lot more value to the golden apples and to the gapples. As it is right now, those items, they're moderately expensive in the economy, but they're now going to have a purpose far beyond just headhunting. In fact, you don't really even need those for headhunting most of the time, right? So as it stands right now in the economy, they're really not worth a whole lot. But now that they'll be integrated into the tournament, I bet you the prices of these and the sell rate for these is going to go up quite a bit. Um, so for those of you who are into economy, keep that in mind. So anyway, other than that, some of the other rules will carry over. Invisibility potions will not be allowed in the tournament. Those will still be banned. However, some items, pretty much all other items, will be allowed at all times. So there still won't be any limit on what armor you use or what kit you use or potions or whatever. That will all be free game. One thing that will, however, be different, I think a lot of you guys will probably like this. Going forward, during the main season, armor and weapons will need to be given back to the other team so long as you name them. So if you want to get your stuff back, you have to put a name on it. Otherwise, it's just too easy to get it all mixed up, right? But so long as you put a name on your items, then the other team will be required to give your armor and your weapons back. Now, potions, food, small stuff like that, they won't have to give that back. That's too hard to keep track of. But the expensive stuff, that stuff you'll be able to get back during the main season. Now, for those of you who really like getting loot, if your team makes it to the final battle, you'll still be able to get that loot. If you're in the final four, I should say, not the final battle, but the final four, then collecting loot is fair game, and you'll be able to take the other team's loot at that point. So we did this so that we pretty much did it so that because if we're going to be fighting more battles, then we want we don't want teams to have to replace their gear every single week. So. And that actually brings me to my next change, or our next change, which is that we're no longer going to be doing bracket style. You've heard me talk about like the main season and then the final four. So the way that's going to work is all 8 teams will actually have 5 different battles that they're going to fight during this main season. And it's not going to be like bracket elimination. Every team's going to get their guaranteed 5. So if you lose the first battle, you're not out of the tournament as you were in the previous system. The way it's going to work is you're going to get 5 battles, and at the very end of it, the top 4 teams by record will go on to the final 4. Should there ever be a tie-up between 4th and 5th, then we'll do one extra battle in order to determine who's going to be the 4th place and go on to that final 4. From there, once you're in the final 4, at the final 4, we'll do a bracket style elimination to determine who gets first and second place, as well as one extra battle at the end between the losing teams to determine who gets third place. All teams in that final 4 will get major prizes. These prizes are going to be far bigger than the prizes in the old tournament system. So pretty much what those prizes will be specifically is yet to be determined. It will change a little bit each tournament. But the kind of things that we're looking at is major cash prizes. We're looking at weapons, some of which, for the winner, for instance, could be custom enchants that you can't otherwise get in the game. We could be looking at custom lore items with lore that you can't otherwise earn in game, so on and so forth. A lot of really good prizes. The value for a first place prize could exceed $250,000 in-game dollars. So we're talking about really, really beefy prizes here. So yeah, that's pretty much the gist of the PvP League. The one and only thing that we have not established yet is what the name of the final battle will be. So if you guys have ideas for that, definitely list them in the comment section below or in the forums or whatever. Let me know all of your guys' ideas because we're going to be establishing that soon. We want something that's, fun and exciting. The final battle is kind of generic and I don't know, it doesn't really mean much. If you look at, real life sports, for example, football, they have the Super Bowl for their final battle, right? It's a prestigious and unique name in its own right. We want a name like that for our final battle. So definitely give us your ideas, and we'll determine which one's best. So anyway, so yeah, guys, let's talk about this new tournament system. What are you guys' opinions and thoughts on it?
I don't want to go first.
Yeah, I guess there is kind of a lot to
Adjust,
take in. Yeah.
Grip can go first.
I'm really just excited. This is something we really haven't seen before, and I think it's going to bring a lot to the plate of who can actually call themselves good PvPers on here, because everyone wants to be the best.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. Yep. I
I
think.
think
Go ahead.
I think it's gonna bring a lot of growth to our server, especially since we are adding a lot of stuff from the last video that we had.
Hmm.
And we're trying to grow and everything. I think steering away from the old system and doing this one's gonna bring in a lot of different types of people, different varieties. Um, it would be kind of cool to see all the different type of PvPers because some people like really good at swords, like grip, and then there's some people that are really good at bows. Um, and it's gonna be really cool to see because you never know like what you're really gonna get.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's well, and something else too. Like, we have about a month to prepare for it, so I don't know how that's going to affect us. But one thing that we are going to do, because something that Grip mentioned earlier is, like, we don't have as many PvPers in the server right now, right? But what we're going to start doing is we're actually going to advertise this tournament by itself in various forums for the next month. And that by itself might bring more PvP. And you might also be thinking, some of you guys might be thinking, well, why are we doing so much for the PvPers when there's a lot of builders in the server? We do have a surprise for the builders as well. That'll be coming up in the next video. But this will actually bring a lot of new build projects to a lot of the major builders out there, which is that now all of a sudden many towns are going to have a big incentive to build nice stadiums, and that incentive will stay there for a long time. Many towns will want to upgrade their stadiums between tournaments, and I'm hoping that with time it'll kind of become a thing, kind of a silent rivalry, if you will, to see like which town can have the best stadium. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Bring it on. I'd love to see all the who gets out the stadium
Yeah,
first.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, PvP arenas. Let's face it. That those are like some of the most significant Minecraft server builds, right? Like when you go to various servers. One of the first things a lot of people ask is like, do we have a PvP arena, right? Um, so there's a little bit of a kind of a prestige there, and I think this will bring an even more meaningful element to it. So.
Definitely.
Cool, cool. Well, anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much it for the PvP League. Again, that's going to be starting Saturday, the 14th of January. Guys, get to working on those stadiums. You now know the criteria. We're going to be posting that in a forum post as well as on the tournament page very soon. But now you know what it is, so get started on that immediately. There's going to be a huge reward for every town that builds one of those stadiums. Right now, we need towns to get that first tournament going. And so this is going to be the one and only tournament where you guys are actually going to get prizes just for participating in the first place. Future tournaments, it's just going to be, the top four gets prizes. But in this case, just for building a stadium and making your town qualified for the tournament in the first place, you will get a reward just for doing that. So, anyway, now moving on here, we were actually talking a little bit about builders. One thing that our server is in need of right now is more builders for the build team. Now we actually brought the Burpinator. He's our newest
Burpy burp.
addition to the build team.
Hey, hey.
Burp, what how's it been over there in the build team so far?
So far it's been great. Yeah, so I started a week or two ago on the build team, and it's a nice experience just being on the team with everyone, learning new things from everyone. Just trying to work together and trying to see ideas, and then doing staff events and things like that. So it's great to see, and then it's nice to get more builders on the team because it's always great to have more and with more help too, you can do a lot more. So that's
Yeah,
something we're looking for.
yeah, absolutely. Now what kind of projects have you been working on so far, anyway?
Yeah, so right now we have been working on a few events. Right now, we've been working on the like a prison kind of a little prison thing that you guys are going to see. It's been quite the work to complete, but I'm sure everyone once they see it, it's going to be it's going to be quite exciting. All the work we put into it, and then to know how much work we've put into it. Hopefully, people will see that, and they'll want to be like, you want to join, you want to be a part of that, because that's something that's quite exciting for myself personally, because being a part of the team, designing, actually creating something for the server for everyone to see, it's quite nice.
Man, that's really awesome. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, they've been working on a new prison. You guys will see well, some of you guys will see the function of that in the
Sacrifice.
future. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
Hopefully not.
don't make that your
hopefully,
goal though.
Sacrifice.
But
hopefully
Sacrifice.
hopefully you guys come as visitors and not as you know
yeah,
inmates, kind of a thing.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you'll be.
Sacrifice.
So now you've been working on that. Now, what about? Because I know you guys also have the Christmas event going on. Have you done much work on that?
Yeah, so we've done a few things right there. Sophie's been kind of leading that. We've been working on little things like Santa's workshop and a few other uh, little areas that you guys are gonna be excited to see. So um, it's still a lot of it's still in the works, but it's a lot of it's been done, and once you guys see it, you'll appreciate the work, and hopefully you guys can eventually join us as builders if you want to apply.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. That's Well, I just want you guys to know. So, what he's talking about, that's what it's like to be on the build team. When you're on the build team, you're going to be building all kinds of different stuff for the server. Everything from PvP maps to event maps to even just other things, miscellaneous things like the prison, for example. Anything that needs built for the server, really, that's what we have the build team for. Now, one thing we have done away from is like the massive projects. We did try building like a massive spawn in the past. Unfortunately, it burnt a lot of people out. So we have kind of moved away from that, but there's still a ton of fun stuff to do as a builder on the build team. One of the perks is you actually get access to our unique build team server. What's great about it is you still can, while you're in that server, you can still chat with everyone else. You still see the normal chat, but this is its own unique server where you've got full, creative. You've got voxel sniper, world edit, you name it. You've got all kinds of awesome stuff, and really, it's like a builder's playground. And you're welcome to build there to your delight. It doesn't even have to be for the server. We encourage our builders to do whatever they want there. So there's some pretty cool perks. You also get some, economic benefits in game as well. Nothing too crazy, but as you work up higher and higher on our build chain, those economic benefits increase. And again, as Bert mentioned, it's really just a fun thing to do, and we do need a lot of builders right now. It's very crucial for our servers. So if you're good at building and you think that this would be something you'd be interested in doing, definitely apply. We're going to be reposting the application very soon. Um, so, so yeah, man. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the build team before we move on, or?
Yeah, just like what's been said, when you're working on builds, it's nice to just practice and just to work at it. I see it as not everyone's going to be the best at every kind of theme. So you have Renaissance, you have modern, you have different kind of themes, and if you want to, that's the perks of it. You can practice, you can get better, and then being on the team, I've learned a few things so far with a few of the other builders of a few kind of techniques and tips, and it's just nice once you work together. You can kind of take that into the big projects for the server, and it's a heavily based team oriented uh, kind of an idea where you just want to work together, try your best. That's basically what is kind of called like what people are looking for. You want to try your best, try everything you want for the server, and if that's what you can do, that's what we look for.
Awesome.
And yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's cool. Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. So, Now, one of the things that when we were talking about the build team here, we talked about the Christmas builds that they're making. Let's talk a little bit more about that because we do have a really big Christmas event coming up here. For those of you, I just want to start by saying this: for those of you who were in Ionia, you guys remember how well we did it last year. We're going to be doing it just as well this year. So coming up, the event's going to be on the 28th, Wednesday the 28th, so just between Christmas and New Year's. We're going to be doing a Christmas celebration, and we're building kind of a Christmas party place for that, if you will. Now, Pika, you're more
Me.
familiar with how or at least you remember better, how the gift giving party works. Why don't you
Oh my
explain to them
god.
exactly how that gift giving ceremony is
Okay.
gonna work?
Okay. So there's this big tree, right? And we all dance around it, and then it snows.
Okay, not
No,
quite.
no, no. But what we're gonna do, there's gonna be a really big tree, and staff is gonna go around. We're gonna place chests down, and this is giving you the time to give to players, your friends in game, and everything. Give them some items or books or stuff that you want them to have. You will fill up the chests and everything, and staff will put a a head on the chest and everything, and then come time to opening chests, so like on Christmas or whenever we have the event, which is the 28th, we will modify the player who it will go to, and you will go around, look for your head, and take whatever you want, have fun with your little gift. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it last time we had this event. It was really cool because I had like a couple gifts, and like players are going around, oh my god, I got this, and I'm like, oh, okay, good job, have fun.
Yeah, yeah. So pretty much, what she said. So it's really simple. If you have a gift that you want to give to a friend, all you do is you pick a chest, you put your gift in there, you file a ticket, and a member of staff will basically lock that chest for you and put a head on it, so that whoever that gift is for, they will know that it's their gift, right? So there's going to be like a whole bunch of chests, but their presence will stand out because they'll be able to see their head on their chest, right? And anyway, on the day of the event, we will modify all of those chests, so that only the player who the gift is for will be able to open it. And so anyway, so we'll have it all modified and everything, and everyone will be able to go around and find the gifts that are theirs, and they'll be able to open it up and get their presents. So it's a really cool thing. But do get on it quick because those chests, last year we had so many chests under the
We had
tree.
to add more.
Yeah, we had to add more because we actually ran out early despite thinking that we might have too many. So get on it
Yeah.
quick. That's going to be available to start doing here probably either today or tomorrow. So, as soon as you see the post in the forums, get your gifts together, go over there, file your tickets, and get all that stuff done. So,
We legit had a sleigh on the side, and we had to like empty it out and put a ladder up for players to like make more chests and everything.
yeah, I
It was
forgot
so
about
cute.
that.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better events of the year.
It's so adorable.
Probably the best event, like, I'd say the
Season
best
wise.
unique event that we've ever done. Like, I don't know, something about it. So,
Well, man, don't be talking hate on Halloween.
Halloween was probably the best. Not this recent
This
one,
is
of course, but the
Halloween.
one before that was
This is
probably our single best
this
event.
is Halloween. Halloween. Halloween.
But,
Halloween. Halloween. Do 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 do
cool. Well,
do
anyway,
do.
so remember that's going to be on the 28th. It's coming up real soon. You're going to want to get your gifts real quick. You're going to want to put them under that tree, and then you're going to want to be there. Remember, that's Wednesday the 28th. So put that on your calendar and make it a plan to be there for that event. It's only going to happen once a year. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great way to, really, share the season with your Minecraft buddies. So.
Do 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 do. Christmas tunes.
Cool. So,
Oh boy.
Trying to think. I think. Oh yeah. There's one other thing. I knew I was forgetting something. Now,
Pizza party?
no, even better.
Damn it.
Now, we're not going to tell you shit about it. Not going to tell you shit about it. But New
Wait till you
Year's
tell us
Eve.
crap about it.
New Year's Eve, there's also going to be a really awesome event. Okay, and I'm just going to tell you this: if you are from Ionia, even if you don't play Valcrest much, even if you almost never play Valcrest, if you came from Ionia, you're going to want to be there New Year's Eve. Just make it a plan and tell all your friends that came from Ionia too, okay? Tell all your Ionian friends you're going to want to be there for this. And even if you never played Ionia, if you are, Valcrest all the way, never played Ionia, you play Valcrest, you're going to want to be here for that as well. It's going to be a great event for both parties involved, but it's going to be a surprise. So anyway, be there New Year's Eve. Make that a plan as well. And that's pretty much it. Do you guys have anything else to say?
Be there, be square. Hot, get it? Because Minecraft squares.
Oh, that's punny.
We need to block
funny.
you. We really need to block you.
Oh,
Poor Pika.
I just want to be loved.
All right. And yeah, guys, until next time. See ya.
Bye.
Man, we need to
See
get an
ya.
outro.